So today, let's meet Dave and talk about his car.
Can I ask how old you are, Dave? Is that a rude question?
Yeah, I'm 75.
That's a pretty good age to be working upside down under the dash of a small car like this.
We've got plenty of active years yet.
You've got 15 years before you get old.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it's a 1959 Austin Healey Sprite Mark I. Will you take me for a drive when it's ready?
I will, yep.
You can drive, I wouldn't be game. I don't think I can handle the horsepower.
No, that's right. You've got your panic handle there.
Oh, good.
To hang on to when it gets all too much for you.
Oh, yeah.
And what sort of horsepower are we going to be pumping out of this big monster?
Probably about 48.
48 horsepower?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
It's below 50, I know that. I have a cousin who said that when he was a boy, this was the fastest car he ever sat in. I said, purely for the weight, mate. It wasn't for the power of the motor. This is a Morris Minor with a different body on it. That's all it is, really. Through necessity, when I was younger, when I was 18, I rebuilt a Morris Minor, so paid £200 for it.
He saw you coming.
Yeah.
I paid $200 for my first Mini.
Did you?
And I sold it for $400.
Yeah. Well, if you had it now, you'd be selling it for 15. This car was sold to a guy up the Central Coast, the Ute, and he had it for 2 days before the police confiscated it because he was just burning out all over the place.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're looking forward to the fire up?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll go up to the police and get a 1 day certificate to
Don't worry about that. Just go, mate. No one's going to stop you in this.
No, that's right. Oh, they will for a look.
Yeah, that's it. All right, keep working. Don't let me interrupt you.
Okay.
This is your little labour of love, this thing, hey?
It sure is.
How long have you been working on this?
I've been working on this for 5 years. And when I got it, which you could probably see from the photos, there wasn't a bolt in it and half the panels were missing.
It's 10 years since this engine's fired up, eh?
Yeah. The motor was rebuilt in 2011 and running on a bench.
Oh, you dropped something?
Yeah, I dropped a little washer here.
A tiny little washer.
Yeah.
Found it again.
Yep.
Mate, that's the little bugger.
Yeah.
It's things like that that defeat you. You can waste a day.
Well, that's what Cole was saying, to have it redone professionally. And Colin said, well, you've got to start at 30,000 for restoration.
Yep.
Or you do it yourself. And this guy has done the Mark IV. Now, admittedly, it's going to be a concourse car and a winner. It's better than showroom condition. He's up to 70.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Whereas for me, it's a fun car. Well, it's sophisticated key.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's raw on the back. So if you ever drove a Mini, all you needed was a bit of chewing gum paper. You roll it up and hook up the 2 terminals on the back of the key and away you went.
Yes.
And a button start.
Yep. And we even had high beam in our Minis, but there was a button on the floor you had to operate.
There's a button on the floor here.
You got the good old-fashioned high beam on the floor.
On the floor, yeah.
And where are your indicators? Show me how you indicate.
Indicator here.
That makes sense. 7-inch drums, all brand new inside, of course, because you want this.
Brand new drums.
You've got twin 1 1/4 SUs there.
Yep.
It was always a very satisfying thing with SU cubbies to just take these off, pull them out and just check the oil level on your little bumper there.
Yeah, that's right. But I haven't got the oil in there at the present moment. So the last thing I've got to do with the car is give it a complete service, which is
Before we fire it up. 40 years ago myself.
Yeah.
Lovely BMC A series motor. Powered Minis and Morris 1100s and all sorts of things.
The guy that I bought it from,
What's your head?
he was a bit of an enthusiast.
You might have a hot cam in there.
He might have anything.
BMC 649 cam. Only comes on the boil at 5,000 revs and then goes.
I don't think so. What I think it probably has, maybe it might be a root round, very mild. I put a bigger fan in.
Smart man.
On it, and the aluminium radiator to cope with the heat of Australia.
How long did you wait for that radiator?
6 months to get here, and it was just hanging around waiting in transit, which is...
Thank you, COVID.
I redid all those, re-rubbered this. It took me 2 days to do the windscreen because I was worried about breaking the glass. And these took me a day each to get them back to that stage. So when you start looking at that sort of thing, if you're going to pay for restoration, that's where the money goes.
Oh, really looking forward to this. I've been watching this for the last year or so with you.
And very soon we'll be out on the road in this lovely old Bug Eye Sprite. See you then.